Elsewhere in the NFC South, the Carolina Panthers opening the season playing host to Russell Wilson. There's Cam Newton, and there is that other quarterback entering his sophomore season, Russell Wilson. Tough beginning for him as the Seahawks will manage only 136 yards.
Did you see
points
that
in the first half?
4-7 East Coast games at 1 o'clock. That tough travel schedule for the Seahawks.
And that was something you talked about all preseason.
Yeah.
How difficult that is for Seattle.
Played there for 4 years. It's a long trip.
Wilson sacked by Charles Johnson, fumbles, and Johnson also recovers for the Panthers. Still in that second quarter, Russell Wilson trying to get it figured out with offensive coordinator Darrell Bevell. Cam Newton, he can do this awfully well, guys. 11 yards and a first down.
He feels it so well. And then I love, despite that he's 250 pounds, boy knows how to slide and get down.
Well, he's 240-something now because he's slimmed down. He slimmed down, Cam Newton.
Came back to his second receiver, and it's the veteran Steve Smith.
Well, that's all the offense you got, boys. All right, that's a wrap.
Greg Olson's like, can I get
That's
the
a
ball?
wrap.
Panthers on top 7-3, and the defense still playing well. 2nd and 7. Wilson going to go down again, this time by Charles Godfrey, 13-yard loss.
Absolutely. I think Ron Rivera. Go ahead, Jamie.
No, I was going to say, you fantasy guys, this was my sleeper defense right here. They know how to get after, but watch this little ruckus right here. You're going to see
Frank Alexander and Breno Giacomini.
Yep. You can't
Disqualified.
do that. Yeah,
DQ'd.
Just can't do that.
And the funny thing is, you hit the ref in the process, man. Make one mistake, two.
Third quarter, we'll see if the Seahawks offense can get it going. 3rd down and 8.
Look at the pressure the whole time. Carolina did a
Look at that play. Doug Baldwin coming back to the ball. First down, gain of 13.
Ron Rivera got his guys to buy into seal the pocket. It's like Bill Belichick. We used to play Michael Vick. Don't worry about getting sacks. Contain the quarterback. Force him to stay in the pocket.
Seahawks needing wide receivers to step up, minus Percy Harvin. How about Jermaine Kearse?
nice.
What a preseason this youngster
He did
had.
have a big yes.
You know what? Picks right up where he left off.
Wilson 25 out of 33, 320 in spite of that difficult start and the lack of protection. Seahawks on top 12-7. Next drive, D'Angelo Williams. Tony McDaniel going to eventually pounce on that football.
Fumble down the stretch.
Just can't do it. Inside the red zone.
Not. Yeah.
Jamie, you know how it zaps
kills
the
you.
momentum.
Yeah. I mean, here you are, the last 5 minutes left in the game.
Yep.
That play right there kills you.
And Pete Carroll, defensive guy at heart on the sidelines, excited, likes that one, and that was one of the huge plays in the game. It wasn't pretty for those Seattle Seahawks, but they do go on the road and win 12-7.
You look at those numbers for D'Angelo, 16 for 76. Besides that fumble, those are some good rushing numbers against that Seattle defense.
Panthers and the Bills. E.J. Manuel, rookie, making his second career start.
From the Harvard of the South.
Oh, here we go again.
Started early. Cam Newton trying to get the Panthers going. They almost beat the Seahawks back in week 1. Second quarter, 3rd down and 10. Looking downfield, but you need more time. And Mario Williams drops him for a 7-yard loss.
Okay, is Mario going to make plays this year?
Yeah,
Is he going
he's earned that check.
to earn that $50 million?
Greg Olsen making a
Guaranteed,
play
that
there.
is.
That's really Cam Newton just firing a strike. Newton 7 for 8, 71 yards on the drive. Into the third quarter, Panthers leading 7-6. This is 3rd down and 7. We've seen this before. There's your guy again there, Darren. Mario Williams.
Yes.
4th sack.
Wow.
4. He finished with 4.5
This
sacks.
defensive line of Buffalo, they can get after you. Led by Mario. If he's on, they can get after you.
Plenty of time here. Ripping one to Ted Ginn Jr.
And drive that sucker there.
Yes.
Carolina on top 14-6. Next Buffalo drive, 1st down and 10 from their own 45. E.J. Manuel played pretty well today. Stevie Johnson, the catch and the run for 45.
That's a great play. I love that F post. The F will be the slot because you have a chance to crease that defense a lot of times and you get one step on the defender.
Fred Jackson just across the stripe, 4-yard score.
Can't
The
get rid of
Bills.
old man Fred.
No.
You can try, you just can't get rid of Fred.
2-point conversion made it 14-14. Manuel stripped by Quentin McKell. Dwan Edwards recovers.
Got to be able to hold on to the ball. You got to feel that pressure.
Quentin Michael with the strip there. Field goal made it 17-14. Into the fourth quarter, E.J. Manuel looking over the middle. Second-year player.
I like
Luke
him.
Kuechly with the pick.
Luke Kuechly.
Playing pretty well, I think.
Middle linebacker.
But the thing about it, I don't blame the quarterback too much. You got to fight for that ball when the quarterback puts it in there.
C.J. Spiller off and running now, 46 yards.
A guy that can take it the distance at any time. C.J. Spiller.
And I still don't think they get the ball to him enough.
I agree.
Dan Carpenter field goal made it 20-17. Last chance for the Bills, trailing 23-17. Manuel picked off by Colin Jones, but wait.
There's a little problem here.
Flag down. Luke Kuechly called for pass interference.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
On Stevie Johnson. Take a look here. Sees him crossing and eventually going to grab him.
You're right there. And EJ puts the ball right where it's supposed to go. Had to hit him right on the drive.
Yeah.
Next play, 1st and 10, Manuel. Keeps it himself, scrambles for 9 yards down to the 2-yard line.
Yeah, up until now, we haven't seen any highlights where these quarterbacks are using their feet. Both of these guys are very mobile.
6 seconds left is all. Manuel. Stevie Johnson.
Oh, nice little
How
pick.
open is he?
Nice little pick route.
You see that a lot in the red zone, that little corner route.
Giants and the Panthers, Cam Newton and Carolina trying to avoid going 0-3. Meanwhile, Eli Manning looking for their first win of the season. Last time the Giants started the season 0-2 in 2007, they went on to win the Super Bowl, so there's that. Eli Manning was sacked only 4 times the first 2 games. He was sacked 4 times in the first quarter and 6 times in the first half. This is not a football on your phone commercial. Second quarter, Panthers lead 7-0. 2nd and 10 at their own 13. Second play of the drive. Cam Newton looks right. Intercepted by Aaron Ross. Returns it 9 yards to the Panthers' 17-yard line. Ross getting his first start in place of Corey Webster. That was Newton's 2nd pick of the season. That's about as good as it would get for the Giants, however. Ensuing Giants possession, David Wilson, 17-yard touchdown run. He didn't fumble, but wait a second. Let's see the backflip. Backflip. Oh, and then we see the flag. Giants would miss a 38-yard field goal 4 plays later. Tom Coughlin not happy that touchdown got overturned. 2 Panthers possessions later, 3rd and 12. Cam Newton, Brandon LaFell, there he is. Panthers extremely high on him. Announces his presence with authority. LaFell and Newton happy, 17-0 going into halftime. 3rd quarter now, Panthers opening possession of the second half. 1st and 10 at the Giants' 20. Newton pumps again, looking for Brandon LaFell. He's open, a 20-yard touchdown. Panthers now lead 24-0. LaFell finished with 53 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. Giants now trying to get back in at 3rd and 8, their own 22. Eli Manning looking for Victor Cruz. Instead finds Melvin White. Returns it for 2 yards to the Giants' 27. Eli has now been picked off 8 times on the season. He threw for just 119 yards on the day. So now the Panthers really looking to salt it away. Cam Newton takes it himself for the 3-yard touchdown run. 31-0. Superman. Let's see what happens when Bryan Cranston is Lex Luthor in the movie. See if he's doing that. 4th quarter, next Panthers possession. Adding insult to injury, salt in the wound. It's Cam Newton, and he finds Ted Ginn Jr. A 47-yard touchdown. Newton 223, 4 touchdowns, 1 of them rushing. Panthers win at 38-0. The last time the Giants started 0-3, 1996. Eli has shut his phone off for the rest of the day.
We have our first look at a late game here. The Panthers and the Cardinals. Cam Newton sacked by Calais Campbell.
Calais Campbell, big, tall, athletic, strong.
Carson Palmer. Jim Dre, 7-yard touchdown. The Cardinals leading at that point 22-6.
That's all they needed. They just needed a touchdown.
Hey, the Cardinals have a winning record.
I'm telling you.
3-2, not so bad. Panthers fall to 1-3.
Carolina and Minnesota. Here's Adrian Peterson arriving at the game, playing following the death of his 2-year-old son on Friday. Heavy heart, great hopes, and great thoughts going out to Adrian Peterson. Here's Cam Newton's first career game in the Metrodome. First quarter, no score, Panthers ball. Newton looking for D'Angelo Williams, who's got it for the 13-yard catch and run. 4 plays later, Ron Rivera says, let's go for it. 4th and 1 on the Vikings 2. This didn't work out well for Mike Smith on Monday night. Let's see if it works out for the Panthers. Here's Newton looking for Steve Smith, who just destroys the Vikings every time he plays against them. Panthers lead 7-0. 9.5-minute drive on that one. Second quarter, Panthers ball, still 7-0. Newton gives the ball to Williams. Back to Newton for the flea flicker. Greg Olsen in the flat. Not how they drew it up, but an 11-yard gain. 6 plays later, 2nd and goal from the Vikings' 10-yard line. Newton, the shovel pass to Mike Tolbert, who fights his way into the end zone. The 10-yard score, Panthers lead 14-3. Another big time-consuming drive of 6.5 minutes, and let's celebrate, Mike Tolbert. Third quarter, Panthers ball leading 14-3. It's Newton looking for Brandon LaFell, who is covered like a blanket. Actually, not at all. 79 yards. There goes LaFell. Great block. Woo! That's Ted Ginn Jr. making that block for LaFell. LaFell had 107 yards and a touchdown on the day. Watch Ted Ginn get around, get his head in front. That frees him for the score. Newton's longest pass this season. Next, Panthers possession leading 21-3, 3rd and 7 on the Vikings 7. Newton says, this is how I used to do it. 7-yard touchdown run, 28-3. Panthers. Newton, 242 yards, 3 touchdowns, 9 carries for 30 yards and a touchdown. A very full day. How about Adrian Peterson finds a seam, breaks one for 31 yards, just 62 yards on the day for all day. He has never run for 100 yards against Carolina in 4 career games. Fourth quarter, Vikings ball trailing 28-3, 1st and 10 in their own 40. Matt Castle has his pass intercepted by Mike Mitchell, his first career 2-interception game. Pass intended for Greg Jennings. Panthers go on to win it by the final of 35-10. Castle, 241 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks in defeat. A big win for the Carolina Panthers. And again, all our hearts and thoughts and prayers with Adrian Peterson.
All right, Rams, Panthers in an interesting one. Cam and his man Steve Smith caught right in the middle of this thing. But watch Chris Long. I don't know if it's a punch, a push, or whatever, but he gets ejected for the first time in his career. And Ben Hartsock gives him the heave-ho. And afterward he tweeted, "Thanks, Carolina fans, for the flipped birds and few bottles to the head. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but aluminum Zimas will never hurt me."
A bottle will.
Busting out the Zimas. Now, Steve Smith said Janoris Jenkins was talking trash about his family. He didn't appreciate it, kept his cool. That is until this. Catching it from Cam, and my guess is he was probably letting him,
Now do the, oh, no. Oh.
Panthers up 15 at that point, and it got worse for the Rams and Sam Bradford. Chased out by Mike Mitchell at the sideline, and a bad knee injury for Sam Bradford as the Rams go down, and so does their starting quarterback. Our Ian Rappaport has the latest on the health of number 8.
19 different signs, it says, posting saying fire Schiano, having lost 11 of their last 12 games coming in. And this is a sort of number of signs throughout Raymond James Stadium that we saw. And then Cam Newton came in the first quarter and started matriculating the ball down the field, finding Steve Smith on 3rd and 9 to move it in the plus side of the field for Carolina for the first time of the night. And then 6 plays later, it's 3rd and 12, and Cam does it with his feet, Steve.
Yeah, this is an improvise. He sees there's no containment on the left side over there, Sap, and it's a long yardage situation, and he goes and conveniently picks that thing up.
It was a 15-play drive capped off on 3rd and goal by Cam Newton, extending the play and then finding one of his 2 wide-open tight ends in the end zone. He chose the Greg Olsen option there. Newton, 57 pass yards, 23 rush yards on the drive. And Darrelle Revis in the first half. Dion, what are your thoughts on what you saw at Darrelle Revis tonight?
I like Darrelle Revis, what he's doing. I mean, that could go either way right now. But he looks good as a cornerback. He keeps his balance. He made some plays on the ball. And he fought. I mean, he's a tough, tenacious cornerback. I like what he did. But he played a lot of zone tonight, which we can't understand either.
Second quarter of this game, 0 rushing touchdowns for D'Angelo Williams on the season coming in. That changed to a number 1 right here on this run, Marshall.
Which I talked about it. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers hadn't given up many rush touchdowns. D'Angelo Williams hadn't had one, and he's the franchise leader. So that was a great run by him. Well-blocked play.
All 7 games this year, Carolina's defense has not given up a first half touchdown, and then Cam Newton up 14-6 in the second half, picking him up, putting him down. 19-yard gain for Newton, who had 50 rush yards on the night. And then down to the Buccaneers 7 they go. Cam Newton runs it in for the 25th rushing touchdown of his career. First
No
player,
contain.
first NFL player in history to have 50 or more passing touchdowns or 25 or more rushing touchdowns over a 3-season span in any part of their career. Warren?
What is this?
Sounds about to blow
I mean, they're running the game, and all quarterbacks get courage in the red zone, and especially Cam Newton, who only 3 running backs have more rush touchdowns than him since he came in this league. Unforgivable.
The only person who could sort of stop Cam was one of his own teammates, some friendly fire warming up on the sideline right there. The final score of this game, 31-13.
That was the hardest hit all night.
Atlanta, Carolina, 2 quarterbacks going in different directions. Cam Newton, yeah, let's get this party started. Yeah, Matt Ryan, hope they don't throw 4 more interceptions. It's been a dismal season for the Falcons. Second possession, no score, 2nd and 9. Looking for Tony Gonzalez instead. Luke Kuechly, his 3rd pick of the year. Panthers ball from the Falcons 39. I don't know, there's been a better defensive player over the last 2 years than Luke Kuechly. 7 plays later, 2nd and goal. Mike Tolbert up the middle for the 4-yard touchdown. Tolbert loves it. The Dirty Bird, little bit of the dance right there. Panthers lead 7-0. If a Panther fought a Falcon, who would win? I would take a Second quarter, Panthers ball, and they lead 7-3. 4th and 1 from the Falcons 14. 6th play of the drive. They go for it. Cam Newton with the play fake. Greg Olsen covered like a blanket, but somehow makes the incredible catch and goes in for the touchdown. Panthers lead at 14-3. Great play call there. Ensuing Falcons possession. 2nd and 9 from the Panthers 17. 6th play of the drive. Ryan looking for Tony Gonzalez. He's still a Falcon. He's not been traded, and he's in the end zone for a 17-yard touchdown. First touchdown allowed by the Panthers defense in the first half all season. Falcons trail 14-10 at the break. Ensuing Panthers possession, 3rd and 6 from the Falcons 40. Newton's pass for Steve Smith intercepted by Robert Alford in the back of the end zone, but ruled incomplete. Replay assistant would challenge the incomplete ruling. Alford gets 1 foot in bounds while dragging the other Falcons. Trail 14-10 at the half. 4th quarter, Panthers ball leading 17-10, 3rd and 6 from the Falcons 38. 6th play of the drive. Newton finds Brandon LaFell, who goes for 23 yards, but coughs it up. Asante Samuel forces it out, but LaFell is able to scoop up his own fumble. 1st and goal from the Falcons 8. Next play, Cam Newton says, I'll do this one myself, guys. Thank you. 8-yard touchdown run. Newton finished 249 through the air, a touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Panthers lead 24-10. I did it! We did it! Just like at Auburn. Ensuing Falcons possession, Ryan. The dreaded pick 6 strikes again. Drayton Florence goes 38 yards for the touchdown. Matt Ryan can't believe it. What a season has gone off the rails for Atlanta. Ryan finished the day 20 out of 27 for 219, a touchdown and 3 picks. The Panthers win it. They go to 5-3. The final is 34-10.
Good one by the Bay. Panthers have won 4 in a row. Niners 5 in a row. Cam getting a good look at.
You just can't say Cam. You got to say Cam.
Alden's back. Yeah, Alden's fit. First time since week 3. Vernon Davis, tough day for him. The catch, the drop, ruled incomplete, and then left with concussion-like symptoms.
They got to have him back.
Still in the second, Panthers down 9-zip, but Cam, go ahead.
Whoa.
Cam.
There you go.
All right. It's Brandon LaFell for 17.
Like
5 plays later, it's D'Angelo Williams.
Yeah, is he from Memphis?
Man, this guy can get it done, man. They give him the rock. D'Angelo Williams can get it done.
I mean, they got 3 guys that can get it done. Stewart, Tolbert.
Someone
he can go to the house from 6.
On to the 4th. Panthers down 9-7, 3rd and 6. Whoa, Cam.
Cam making things happen, baby.
That's 100 straight games for the catch for Steve Smith.
Steve Smith is a dog.
Led to a Gano 53-yarder and a 10-9 Panthers lead. Now, Colin Kaepernick, another game under 100 yards passing.
And
gets tripped up by Charles Johnson.
And under duress all day, too.
And here again.
He's playing against a pretty darn good defense, by the way.
Sacked a career high 6 times on the day. Still in the 4th, Jonathan Stewart. He can get it done, but
not right here.
No.
Hang on to the ball, boy. He's lucky his teammate picked it up.
That's right, Mike Tolbert. I told you. See, all the running backs can handle the rush. Just one has to recover it on a
4-minute drill. Keep the clock running and hang on to the football. Stay in bounds.
Hey, Dante Whitner's going to be seeing that in his sleep. He had the ball in his hands, and he just couldn't wrap it up. Panthers will be forced to punt. Under a minute to go, though.
Don't do it.
Yep.
He did.
Picked off by
Go down.
Grayson
Go
Florence.
down. How is two men in the same place?
Great question.
For the 49ers. Somebody ran the wrong route.
So the Niners, a loser at home, 10-9.
A good one from start to finish. Tom Brady coming off a bye week, 9-2 in his career off a bye week. Cam and the Panthers coming off a big win against the 49ers. And we saw some early battles between these two guys, Aqib Talib and Steve Smith, going right at each other, gentlemen.
What a catch, though. I mean, Aqib Talib even grabbed that right arm, and Steve still comes up, and then the talking began, DJ.
Don't poke Bears and don't poke Steve Smith. You do not want to get him angry.
Don't hold his leg either, right?
And don't hold on to his foot either. He didn't like that too much.
Yeah, these guys getting into it for a while. Actually, Talib was taken out of the game. Belichick took him and sat him down for a couple of plays. You can see Cam getting pumped up.
Yeah, smart decision by BB to sit that guy down right there. Because Steve Smith, you're ever in a fight in a dark alley? Steve, I want you on my side, buddy.
Yeah, here they are going at it again in the end zone. And no flag thrown on this play. I think the refs just saying, all right, we finally seen enough.
Yeah.
3rd and goal, Cam Newton to Brandon LaFell for a 9-yard score, and the Panthers take an early 7-0 lead.
It was a pretty drive, too, in a lot of different ways, throwing and running.
Cam Newton making plays with his legs, but then the accuracy tonight, very impressed with the way he threw the football.
Stephen Ridley has had fumbling problems for 2 years, and it happened again tonight. This one knocked out, and Stephen Ridley wouldn't see the field again for a couple of quarters.
Well, on the replay, it was just sloppy. I mean, it was a hand right to the ball, but bottom line is hold on to the ball, Stephen.
In the third, Tom Brady over to Julian Edelman for a 9-yard gain. And they're starting to feel pretty good about things. 6 plays later, 1st and goal. Brady to Rob Gronkowski, who has 3 guys on him, fights his way into the end zone. We have a tie game, tied up at 10 apiece. Can't really stop Gronk when he's trying to get in there. All right, here's Cam again, pressured, scrambles.
This is ridiculous.
Talk me through this, DJ.
It's ridiculous. You can't get him on the ground. And then even to have enough in the tank to be able to pick up the yardage after making the whole team miss. There's only a couple guys that can do that, and trust me, they're not 6'5", 250 pounds like Cam Newton.
He goes a total of 72 yards on that play this time. Newton to Steve Smith for a 16-yard gain to leave, and Smith once again going at it.
Look at the strut. I was informed on Twitter that's the George Jefferson strut, by the way.
Can't believe you didn't know that. 3 plays later, Newton to Greg Olsen. Score. Panthers up again, 17-10. Newton, 7 for 7 for 81 yards on that drive. Look at Bill. How are we going to stop this guy?
Listen, those notes that he's taking are legendary. They're people that are getting screamed at tomorrow in tomorrow's meeting.
Oh, Brady going to work, finds the youngster, Kenbrell Tompkins, for a nice 37-yard gain. The Patriots now in the red zone. 1st and goal. Brady gives to Ridley back in the game. They show some faith in him after he puts the ball on the ground, and it's a tie ball game now at 17 apiece.
Well, it's a good run, but it's still just Brady, kind of up-tempo, get them in a formation that they always get you in and run it in.
The doghouse apparently has a trap door, though. He snuck out the backside.
He got out the backside.
Cam didn't get away from Rob Ninkovich there, so the Panthers forced to punt, giving the Patriots good field position. And here comes Brady to Aaron Dobson, or not.
Yeah.
They'd have to settle for a 26-yard field goal, and they take a 20-17 lead. So here comes Cam and the Panthers, down by 3.
Don't do it. Oh, you did it.
Flushed out of the pocket, picks up the 1st down, gives a little stiff arm. That's what Cam did all night. When they needed a big gain, he made it happen. This time looking for Greg Olsen, falls incomplete. Looks like Olsen got a little bit tangled up there with McCourty.
That's a technique foreshadowing that another tight end probably should have employed at the end of the game. Throw your hands up in the air and fall on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you see a wide receiver or a tight end, in Greg Olsen's case like that, both arms flopping on the ground, bad call.
4 plays later, Newton to Ted Ginn Jr. Where has this guy
Ted
been?
Ginn.
Well,
hey, make your catches count, Dan Helly.
His only catch of the game.
But it was a big one.
Counted for 6 points.
Panthers up 24-20. So the Patriots getting the ball back with just under a minute to go and all 3 timeouts. Tom Brady, 32 comeback wins in his career. This time on 4th and 10.
Look at that throw. Are you kidding me?
Frozen rope.
Pretty.
23-yard gain. The Patriots call their first timeout. 2 plays later, it's 2nd and 10. Brady to Danny Amendola over the middle. 1st down. Patriots take their 2nd timeout. They're now in Panthers territory. Here's where trouble almost happens. Nearly picked off by Melvin White, then Captain Munnerlyn. Got a little bit lucky there, did Brady. A couple of plays later, Brady looking for Aaron Dobson. Nothing going there. But there's a penalty on Melvin White. It's pass interference. Look at Cam. He can't believe it. Oh, man. So 2 plays later, Brady again looking for Dobson. This time it's complete for a 7-yard gain. Brady now working out of the shotgun. This is the last play of the game.
Oh,
he was looking for Gronkowski, picked off by Robert Lester, but there's some laundry.
Yep.
Brady thought there was going to be pass interference. Take another look. You can see Gronk was mugged here by Luke Kuechly.
Well, and I would use mugged kind of lightly, Dan. I think Rob, we'll get into this later, but Rob could have helped his quarterback out by
sold a little
bit more aggressive, trying to come back to the ball. He tried, but I don't know about that call.
Well, you could see Brady giving the refs an earful. He clearly wasn't happy with the call. 24-20 the final. The Patriots fall to 7-3. The Panthers improved to 7-3 with their 6th win in a row.
Panthers, Dolphins, Carolina looking for their 7th straight win. Cam Newton coming off a 3-touchdown game on Monday Night Football. Very first Panthers play. 1st and 10 from the Dolphins 43. Cam Newton finds Steve Smith. But you saw there, Cam Newton gets hit. Cameron Wake drills him with the crown of his helmet. Newton spitting out blood on the sidelines, but he stayed in the game. Watch the replay. Cam. You're tough, though. You're a football player. Panthers 1st and 10, trailing 10-3. Newton sacked by the rookie Deion Jordan for a loss of 8. Just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Panthers ball trailing 13-3. It's Newton. And he's intercepted by Nolan Carroll. Returns it all the way to the Panthers' 22-yard line. That would lead to a Dolphins field goal. But let's get you caught up on what's been going on with Mike Wallace, who has been largely invisible. I wouldn't be surprised if before the game the coaches said, Ryan, meet Mike Wallace. Oh, for the first time. I thought you were around here. Look at Mike Wallace looking for a breakout game. Trailing 3-zip 2nd and 7. It's Wallace with a 53-yard grab. Basically catches with one hand. Watch the replay. Gets past Captain Munnerlyn, the Dolphins' longest touchdown pass this season. And he gives the ball to a kid in the stands. Second quarter, Dolphins 1st and 10 from their own 21. Why not? Wallace again, wide open. Ryan Tannehill, a little more mustard on that football, would have been another touchdown. This would lead to a Dolphins field goal. They were up 16-6 at the half. Wallace finished with 127 yards and a touchdown. Third quarter, still 16-6. Here come the Panthers. 2nd and 7 from the Dolphins 36. It's Cam doing Cam Newton things. Avoids the pressure, scrambles for 8 yards and a new set of downs. 4 plays later, 1st and goal from the 5. Cam Newton, of course he's going to take it himself. That's Cam Newton. Panthers cut the deficit to 16-13, going 83 yards in just under 7 minutes. Fourth quarter, it's still 16-13. Dolphins 3rd and 11 from their own 37. Ryan Tannehill under pressure, flips it to Lamar Miller, stopped short of the first down. Dolphins forced a punt back to Carolina. Ensuing Panthers drive. Panthers decide to go for it on 4th and 10 with 2.5 minutes left to go. The game is right here. Newton, a bullet to Steve Smith for the first down. Catch and run goes for 19. 3 plays later, 3rd and 1 from the Panthers 48. Newton goes right, gains 8 yards for a first down. Rashad Jones called for a late hit. That's going to add 15 yards to the play. Look at Newton smiling. Yeah, he's got 15 more yards. 1st and 10 from the Dolphins 29. Mike Tolbert takes the pitch. Look at Mike Tolbert all the way down to the 6. 2 plays later, 2nd and goal from the 1. Cam Newton, no play action. Greg Olsen, a bullet to him, a touchdown. Panthers take a 20-16 lead. 18 seconds remaining, Dolphins' last chance. No timeouts. 2nd and 10 from their own 40. Tannehill looking deep. Why not? They're going to throw it to Mike Wallace. It's worked a couple of times. Is the 3rd time the charm? Incomplete. Watch it again. Wallace actually gets his hands on the ball, but is unable to pull it down. So final play of the game, Dolphins 3rd and 10. Tannehill on the run, is pressured. Got to get rid of the football. Listen to Chris Myers. He is sacked. Panthers come from behind and win 20-16. Tampa Bay and Carolina. Cam Newton, yes, Superman. Flying high off that big Auburn victory. Maybe he would return a missed field goal for a game-winning touchdown. Maybe not. Riverboat Ron, some aggressive play during their 7-game win streak, first quarter. Panthers' second possession, Cam Newton takes it 57 yards all the way to the Bucs' 15-yard line. His second career rush of 50 or more yards. Watch it again. Cam Newton smiling as he runs by Deshaun Golson. Hey, you're not catching me. Not catching me. 2 plays later, second 11. It's Newton. Brandon LaFell is wide open back of the end zone. Toe tap touchdown. Panthers lead 7-3, and that ball goes to a fan. Oh, no, I'm giving it to you. Very good. Thank you. Well, thank you. Second quarter now. Bucs ball trailing 7-6. Mike Glennon drops back, looking for Vincent Jackson. Good for 60 yards. Would make it first and goal at the 4. 3 plays later, third and goal at the 4. Glennon scrambling to buy time. And then, hold on to it. Hold on to the ball. Oh, slips out, recovered by Dwan Edwards at the 19. Watch again. It just comes out sometimes. Those balls are slippery. First down, Panthers. Ensuing Panthers possession, Newton connects with Steve Smith for 16 yards. His reception streak now alive at 103. That drive would end in a field goal. Panthers up by 4. Next Panthers possession, same score. Newton sprints to his right, throws it back to Greg Olsen. Oh, this play got Syracuse into a bowl game yesterday. Olsen takes the screen for a 30-yard catch and run. Great blocking by Ryan Khalil. 3 plays later, fourth and goal at the 1. Riverboat Ron, dial it up. It's the pistol. Newton over the top. The ball pops loose, but it was across the goal line for a touchdown. Watch it again. Darrelle Revis pokes it out, but clearly the ball was over the goal line. Panthers up 17-6 at the half. Newton's 20th game with a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown, and Riverboat Ron is feeling it. Watch out for those aces over eights hands. I hear they're bad. Third quarter, Bucs still trailing 17-6. Glennon buys time, looking for Jackson. Instead, picked off by Mike Mitchell, who could have called for a fair catch. Flag thrown on the play. The pass was ruled uncatchable on the underthrow, similar to the call in New England. So Panthers ball at the 22-yard line. So first and 10 at the Bucs 36, fourth play of the drive. Newton, Ted Ginn Jr. into NFL relevance for the first time in his career. 36-yard touchdown pass. Ted Ginn, who has done this to Darrelle Revis before when he was a Jet. Revis turned around on the stop-and-go route. He simply is not the Darrelle Revis of years past. Panthers lead 24-6. Next Panthers possession, Newton tries to hit Smith. This play, though, broken up by Revis. Revis, though, stayed down with a shoulder injury after the play. Watch it again. Revis hurts himself going to the ground, trying to come up with a pick. He would not return after the play. Panthers win it by the final of 27-6.
He had an 8-game winning streak on the line. Breeze and the Saints unbeaten at home. But this would be a tough test against Cam Newton and company. Cam having a rough night in New Orleans. Cam, look out, hanging in the pocket, and he goes down. The Panthers would have to settle for a field goal and a 3-0 lead.
He's not doing the Superman.
Can you do that?
He did it. Don't step on the Superman.
Oh, my. On the next possession, incomplete to Greg Olsen, so the Panthers have to settle for another field goal. It's 6-0 late in the second quarter. Panthers trailing 14-6. Cameron Jordan getting to Cam. They were all over him.
That was the theme all night. They were putting Cam on his back all night long.
Well, Marcus Colston, 1 touchdown in the last 10 games, but 4 in his last 3 games against the Panthers.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying I think something good is going to happen here involving Marcus Colston, and it does. A touchdown there. The Saints up 7-6 after a 9-play, 80-yard drive. And on the next possession, give me some more Colston.
Brian, why is your man playing on the back line of the end zone?
Well, he won't be back there next week, I promise. Back line of the end zone. It don't make any sense at all.
Well, we've seen him run it before very well. The 2-minute drill, Drew Brees and the Saints trying to rebound from last week. Here's Colston again for a pickup of 19. On the next play, 1:50 left on the clock. Over to Sproles.
This is one of the best screen running teams in the game, and Sproles he's really their MVP next to Drew Brees.
Well, here's Brees again to, I guess you could say, another one of their most important players, Jimmy Graham, for the 5-yard touchdown. 21-6, the Saints are up at halftime.
You use him on your basketball team, fine.
Yeah.
He would do some damage there as well.
Fourth quarter.
Newton can't find anyone, and look at that. Cameron Jordan again. You were right, LT. This was a theme. They just kept getting in there and disrupting his rhythm.
They couldn't block Cameron Jordan.
With
he had
4.
a great night.
With 4. We're rushing 4 all night.
Well, here's Brees to Jimmy, breaking a couple of tackles and running guys over for 8 yards.
Physical out there.
Brees, by the way, goes
Pay
over
that man.
50,000 passing yards for his career. He is now ranked 5th all time. Very next play, 1st and goal at the 8. Brees to Graham, stretches over for the touchdown. It's 31-6, and the Saints go on to win it, beating the Panthers. For the first time in 8 games, the Panthers go down the final 31-13. I guess last week we all wanted to forget about the Saints. They're back.
Kind of like a machine, Dan. Well, and a very large machine. That's possible, just outright blowouts. Newton spins around. D'Angelo Williams, running room, midfield, and more. 30, down the sideline. D'Angelo Williams for the touchdown. And 9, thanks to D'Angelo Williams. Newton gonna run with it. And tracked down from behind, short of the first down by Sheldon Richardson. Boy, and Sheldon Richardson, what a play by a defensive end. Their #1 draft pick this year. Look, he's got Newton by just one hand. In front of Ivory, he gets it again. Did he cross the goal line? No call yet. Covered by the Jets, but this is going to give the Panthers great field position. Jason Williams with the block. Tolbert walks into the end zone. Well, they won't need to review that. Third and 11. Smith over the middle, throwing into traffic, intercepted by Munnerlyn. Munnerlyn, 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Carolina. Munnerlyn's second interception of the season, his second pick return for a touchdown.
Saints and the Panthers. New Orleans can clinch the NFC South in a first-round bye with a win, so the stakes really not that high. How about Cam Newton and the Panthers? They can clinch a playoff berth for the first time since 2008 with a victory. Riverboat Ron and the Panthers had won 8 in a row before losing to the Saints 31-13 in Week 14. A couple of big injuries in the first half. Steve Smith, who had touchdowns 2 weeks ago when the teams met, came up gimpy running a route over the middle, had to be helped off the field after sustaining a left knee injury. He tried to come back. He couldn't go. How about Kenny Vaccaro? Crucial piece of the Saints secondary this season. First quarter, Panthers ball, 2nd and 3, their own 27. Vaccaro in on the tackle, gets pinned underneath the pile. He would have to be carted off. He would suffer a left ankle injury, and he would not return. How about Drew Brees in the offense? Sean Payton benched Charles Brown earlier in the week, gave the start to rookie Teron Armstead. Brees sacked 5 times in the first half. Armstead gets burned here, gets burned again. Second quarter on the ensuing kickoff, Thomas Morstead kicking it off to the Packers. Morstead's going to go for an onside kick, except recovered by Ramon Humber at the Saints' 47-yard line. Saints take over. Humber is pumped. Take another look. Perfectly executed kick right here. Would lead to a 24-yard Shane Graham field goal. Saints lead it 6-0. Anything the Saints know how to do, it's execute the onside kick, right, Peyton? 2 possessions later for the Saints, Drew Brees looking for Kenny Stills, picked off by Thomas Davis at the 43. Davis is pumped. Watch it again. Great athletic play to leap up and make that pick. Drew Brees stunned as he walks off the field. Next play, 1st and 10 on the Saints 43. It's DeAngelo Williams. He had a big touchdown last week against the Jets, breaking free. Another one here, 43 yards for the score. Panthers lead 7-6 at halftime. Panthers can taste that playoff berth. Drew Brees, hey! Give me that. I got to look at that so I don't throw any more interceptions. Third quarter, strong winds and heavy rain arrived. Water pouring out of the drains. Look at this. One fan decides, I'm going to stand right under it because I'm wearing a crazy poncho. Weather would cause the Saints offense to stall in the third quarter. That was me on TV. I was the guy getting drenched by all the water. Third quarter, Saints ball now, trailing 10-6. Breeze looking for Jimmy Graham, picked off by Luke Kuechly. Kuechly incredible all day long, 24 tackles and an interception for Kuechly. Fourth quarter, look at all that rain coming down, 11:57 left to go. Saints ball still trailing 10-6. Drew Brees looking for Jimmy Graham over the middle. And Graham breaks free for 46 yards. Takes it all the way to the Panthers' 48-yard line. 9 plays later, a long drive here for New Orleans. 6:43 left to go. 3rd and goal, the Panthers 5. Brees looking for Jimmy Graham. Touchdown Graham, and Graham works his way through the triple team for the slam dunk. Armstead decides, hey, I'm going to jump up and pretend to dunk it too. Saints take a 13-10 lead. 2 possessions later for the Panthers, 3:52 remaining. 1st and 10, their own 33. Cam Newton drops back, and he is sacked for a loss of 7. Newton, not pleased. I'm the franchise quarterback, and I'm getting sacked. 2 plays later, 2:38 left, 3rd and 9, Cam hits Greg Olsen for 2 yards, not enough for the first down. Cam Newton, the Panthers want to go for it, but Riverboat Ron says, let's punt. With 2:04 left and 2 timeouts, will get the ball back. So ensuing Saints drive, $1:47 left to go, 3rd and 9, their own 27. Mark Ingram up the middle for 1 yard, brings up 4th down. Panthers get the ball back. This the right gamble by Riverboat Ron. Sean Payton runs the clock down, then has to punt. So, Carolina, last chance. Rob Ryan watches, 55 seconds left. 1st and 10, their own 35. Cam Newton escapes pressure, and he hits Ted Ginn for 37 yards. All the way down to the Saints' 28-yard line. 2 plays later, 42 seconds left to go. 2nd and 10 at the Saints' 28-yard line. Cam Newton again escapes pressure. Finds Greg Olsen for 14 yards, down to the Saints' 14. 2 plays later, 28 seconds left to go. 2nd and 10 at the Saints' 14. Cam Newton, Dominic Hickson, touchdown. Panthers lead 17-13. Ron Rivera says, yep, I had it all the way. Rob Ryan, not happy with how this sequence of events has turned out, but still, watch again. Hickson, a beautiful diving catch, gets both hands underneath the football, rolls over, and now it's the Panthers with a playoff berth in their sights, and Rob Ryan says, well, I've been out here for 3.5 hours, and I'm just wet. Ensuing Saints drive, last chance for Drew Brees, 6 seconds left. It's a Hail Mary. And it's a high Hail Mary. Mike Mitchell, call sign Viper, bats it down. Panthers win it by the final of 17-13. They're going to the playoffs. Drew Brees, 281 and a touchdown in defeat. Panthers Falcons. Carolina clinches a first-round bye with a win. And this, the future Hall of Famer, Tony Gonzalez, playing in his final game of his illustrious NFL career. Comes out to fire and pom-poms. All of us should have that feeling just once. Second quarter, Panthers ball trailing 7-0. 3rd and 10 from the Panthers 22. Cam Newton scrambles right, avoids the sack, is able to gain 16 yards. 1st and 10 from the 38. Newton is pumped up. He just deflates defenses with plays like that. That way to the end zone. 3 plays later, 3rd and 7 from the Panthers 41. Newton's pass tipped by Dominic Hickson, picked off by William Moore. Falcons are fired up. They're up 7-0 and have the football. Next Panthers possession. Panthers trailing 10-zip. Newton short right to DeAngelo Williams, and there he goes. A 56-yard gain, but hang on a second. Robert Alford forces the fumble. Desmond Trufant picks it up and recovers it. Watch it again. Williams loses possession before his knee goes down. Falcons ball at their own 4. You talk about a turn of events. Ensuing Falcons possession. Ryan, though, looking for Harry Douglas. Instead, intercepted by Melvin White, who kind of rolls into the end zone for the 8-yard touchdown. Let's see the dunk. I'm going to dunk it. I'm going to dunk it. Hey, they kind of lost it going up. But Panthers now trail just 10-7. Next Panthers possession. Look at Mike Tolbert barreling his way through the Falcons defense for a 17-yard gain. Tolbert just brushes it off. Yeah, I'm fine. Next play, 1st and goal from the Falcons 3, Newton. Ted Ginn Jr., somewhat of a renaissance in Carolina. Panthers lead at the half 14-10. Third quarter, Falcons ball, same score, 3rd and 8 from the Panthers 39. 5th play of the drive, Roddy White, who has looked very Roddy White-esque over the last couple of weeks, pulls it in for the 39-yard touchdown. Falcons retake the lead 17-14. Not going quiet into that good night are the Falcons. But the Panthers have a lot to play for as well. D'Angelo Williams, up the middle. He gains 24, down inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal from the Falcons 8, 3 plays later. 3rd and goal, Newton to Greg Olsen, who's become his security blanket. All the time in the world, touchdown. Panthers take the lead now, 21-17. 4th quarter, very entertaining game today. Falcons ball, same score, 1st and 10 from the Panthers 19. Ryan, sacked by Greg Hardy for a loss of 6 yards. That's Hardy's 4th sack of the day, tying Kevin Green for most sacks in a game by a Panthers player. 2 Falcons possessions later, Falcons trailing 21-20, 1st and 10. The snap goes way over Ryan's head before he's ready. Jason Snelling would recover for the Falcons. Matt Ryan can't believe it. Their last gasp effort, thrown out of bounds. Carolina holds on to win 21-20. Panthers earn a first-round bye.
Let's take a look at the highlights, shall we? The Niners and the Panthers. There he is, Colin Kaepernick.
Tough to cross that goal line. I mean, it was some tough 4th down defense, some goal line defense. What you expect out of 2 extremely well-coached defenses.
And what would you...
In there,
right.
I can get it. You have to trust your 6'5", 250.
You do, but you don't trust that your center's going to get stood up and your left guard's going to get stood up. And that's basically what happened is that, we've talked about your numbers show quickly if you're an offensive lineman, you're not going to
do to the bad knee, but that's a perfect pass.
Now,
one of those indefensible passes.
Now, here's what's interesting. He's pointing to the knee saying, okay, everything's fine. No, but I'm saying, but.
They would look at this thing and see that clearly Vernon Davis had both feet in bounds. So Harbaugh was right. Kaepernick was right. That was a great drag there.
Yeah, it was. Great presence by Vernon Davis to know where he is on the football field, but also a nice throw by Kaepernick. A lot of times quarterbacks will sail that ball or throw it too far out of bounds, and the receiver can't get his feet in bounds.
So that's a 49er lead.
You don't think he had a little bit of a puffy chest?
That was Navarro Bowman having something for Cam right there as he sacks him. Then Newton pressured and sacked by Ahmad Brooks, and the Panthers are forced to punt on the drive.
And here again, that's 2 sacks in a row, consecutive.
A little crease and pops it for about 40 yards.
And he just kills you because he extends the drive. You got to understand, we got to get the ball back.
Yeah.
There's 4 minutes left in the game. We got to get the ball back.
Yep.
23-10 is the final. Colin Kaepernick, solid. Frank Gore doing what he does. Averages almost 100 yards per game in the postseason. Anquan Bolden, the star of the day for the Niners. If it's not Crabtree, it's Bolden. If it's not Bolden, it's Vernon Davis in the postseason.
Exactly. Think about what the Baltimore Ravens are thinking now. I mean, but you look at this bracket, this is what we thought. To all the San Francisco 49ers fans who are at home sitting on the couch saying, where are we going next? You are going to Seattle, people.
You ask for it, you get it.